Good evening. Um, this is Aaron Smith, and this is Aaron Smith is Undefeated. I'm your host. I'm going to be honest with you folks. I didn't really want to do this, and I still kind of don't. I've been starting and stopping when it comes to these videos, and there's a lot on the brain, a lot on the mind at the minute. So just going to wing it like we always do and just go from there. So first off, this will be the first of the two-part of the season finale of my podcast here. I've been pretty much doing live videos and recording them as is and making them my episodes because I feel that has been a lot easier for me to do because of time constraints and things that I've been having to deal with. So like I said, I make as much time as I possibly can when it comes to that. So as far as I'm concerned, no matter what you're going through or how you're going through it, the show must go on. So here we are, alright. As you can see from my last video, getting a little, puffy around the hair and all that, getting more beardy and all that. Beardy. I don't know if beardy is a word here, but yeah, I get a haircut, and that was about a month ago. So 2 weeks after that, maybe even a week, my hair grows back quickly. So I probably should do that more often. So, man, off the top of my head, I know there's been some things about, what's going on with the cabinet picks, and I just gonna be honest with you. I mean, you have to expect that, and this is what we're gonna have to deal with. So I said that before in the last show, and I mean, most of these, he picked Robert RFK for health secretary, President-elect Trump, obviously. Okay, I mean, it's a couple of head scratchers. Most of these people I haven't heard of. You got Matt Gaetz, who dropped out for Attorney General. We saw that coming. We got, this is the thing, unfortunately, when you have somebody who obviously, I remember the first time in 2016, he didn't know what he was doing. He was his first time as elected official in office. So he basically pick people who he thought right for the job and had experience in the field. Where it basically looks like he's just picking his colleagues, his friends, his personal people for the job, and people that do whatever he says to do. And let's hope it's right for the country. A lot of people are uncertain about that. I am one of them. So at this point, we're just gonna have to just wing it and just go from there. And let's see. It's on him now. He has the ball and he has to run with it. And he has to put a team together to basically do what's best for not only people who voted for him, but the ones who didn't, the whole country. So, let's move on to local news. Here in New York City, we're talking about Daniel Penny, who is on trial, standing on trial. Everybody, the defense arrested, the prosecution arrested on Friday regarding him basically, the gentleman's name is Jordan Neely, who he put in a chokehold and unfortunately passed away. And he's basically to be standing on trial for multiple counts. Mr. Penny did not take the stand on his behalf. I'm guessing that was a defense call. I guess that was his call as well. He believed that he was doing self-defense and he was protecting himself and the other people on the train that day. This is a very highly contested trial. A lot of people think it's racially motivated, being that Mr. Penny is a white male and the person who Mr. Neely was killed was a black male. I personally believe it was two people at the wrong time, and better judgment could have been done on Mr. Penny's behalf. And I wasn't there, and all that happened. There were people on the train. There's numerous accounts on it. There's two different autopsy reports on it. One saying that he had things in his system, another one saying that the chokehold killed him. That man is not here to speak for himself. So it's up to the jury to decide whether or not this man is guilty. They're going to be doing the verdict on December 2nd, which is Monday, just a week from tomorrow. So, highly contested, highly emotional, very, it's going to be some shit, whether he's guilty or not. I was talking to my wife about that the other day regarding this. No way, either way you look at it, it's going to be reactions from both sides. The ones who believe he's innocent because he hasn't been, no verdict has come yet till the 2nd, or if he is found guilty. Either way, it's just going to be a hot mess. And a lot of people are saying to themselves, because there's a lot going on in the city, there's a lot of people being attacked, being stabbed, and accosted, and this is major reason why myself and my family, we choose to not go out as much, even if we do travel, and we haven't done that in a while. We stay here in Queens most of the time, but every time you see something on the news here in New York, it's always somebody getting hurt, stabbed, or whatever have you. It's even kids, even young kids, Just was a while ago, what was it? The former governor Patterson and the guy who founder of the Garden Angels, his son, Curtis Cleveland, his son, they were attacked. So has anybody. New York has gotten to that point. For those who grew up in the 80s, here in the city, they wouldn't know about that. And it was some crazy times, man. There was a lot of stuff going on then. The crack epidemic as well. There was a lot of stuff, but I'm getting off the subject. What I was going to say is that people want to intervene. People want to help others. But they're kind of like second guessing themselves, or they don't want to because they don't want to end up in a situation like that where they can be hurt or worse, or stand trial for something like Mr. Penny is doing. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with Bernie Goetz or Bernie Goetz. He was a subway vigilante back in the 80s, and he stood trial. And I believe he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was acquitted. I have to fact check that, I'm not too sure, but I do believe he was acquitted of, taking these people's lives on the train back in the 80s. But that was like over 40 years ago. And we're living different times now. And a lot of people can, they ride the trains, sometimes on pins and needles. And some of us are just like, you know what, I'm going to do what I got to do to get home. And that's what I was doing when I was working nights and traveling back and forth on the trains and stuff. Where I used to take it would be basically, I would take the MTA train. For those that live in New York, I used to work in Brooklyn. I used to have to take the D train back to Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, and then take that to the Long Island Railroad to get back to Queens to get back home. And it would be, late at night just to go to work. And, it would just be some crazy stuff. I really haven't seen, I didn't see too much, but, the usual, the homeless people and, people getting high on a train and, it was just crazy shit. But I've never seen anything violent. So, and I work security in a hospital, and I done seen it all there. But the thing is that a lot of us tend to want to do more than we can to help others, especially the vulnerable, children, women, senior citizens. But it's just getting crazy, and the city is just a hot mess. Our mayor's a hot mess. He still has a job, obviously. So I will be looking into that. I'll be monitoring that verdict as it comes along, and God willing, I'll be able to, do something, a show on that or a live or something like that on that. But it's probably safe to say that when they do reach a verdict, it probably will be probably like after people get out of work. If not, it'll be early in the day. But I'm sure NYPD will be ready for it. And the protest that may come and the, because, some people just do stuff, and I understand because, people, no, I take that back. I'm not going to condone people breaking shit and destroying property just because you feel like it, because, that's just dumb. I mean, if you're going to go ahead and try to advocate for somebody that's not here and, do that and try to do it peacefully, but some of these folks out here, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of them ain't too bright, and that's on both sides of the fence. So I'm just doing this now because I can't sleep, and I figure I just get this out the way while everybody else is resting and it's quiet. So yeah, I would definitely be looking and monitoring that. And the reason why I didn't want to truly get into Trump's cabinet and everything going on in Washington is because I'm trying to focus more here on where I live at, which is based in New York. New York news, what's going on here in the city, because it affects me, it affects my family, it affects my friends. So I'm going to be doing more local-based. I'll talk about that news for a while. I just don't necessarily see, unless it's entirely important at that point to talk about it, because all that news died down and everybody was talking about the same thing anyway. You're going to have all these people from both sides, talking about how they felt about it. And I already did an episode on the election, so I felt that it wasn't necessary to do any more news on it, because I thought, hey, he's president now. I need to focus on what's going on here in the city. And people want to talk about their, affiliations and all that stuff. That's all cool too. Listen, I'm not registered in a party. I haven't been for over a couple of years now. I was a Democrat for many years, damn near 20 years, maybe even more. And I realized that for me personally, that neither party served me or my interests. And this is way before I married, had a kid, any of that. And I realized I was like, I'll still vote, but I'm not gonna, you know, be part of any gangs anymore. That's what I call them. I mean, they do wear blue and red, right? So last time I checked, those people who wear those colors or represent those colors are in gangs. All I'm gonna say. So anyway, but I mean, and then he's still gotta confirm people. I know he has total control of the government right now. He has both sides of the Congress, but even they're not agreeing right now. It's still fresh. It's still early. Nothing's going to happen till he gets in there. And the only thing I will touch on is that a lot of these cases against him, especially the one in New York, which he was convicted of in the hush money trial, is now being put on hold. He was supposed to be sentenced, I believe it was tomorrow. They were going to do something about that tomorrow. It has been pushed back to December. I believe it was this. It's either the 2nd or the 7th of December. That man is not going nowhere. He's about to be president again. He ain't going nowhere. So they're talking about pushing it back to after he gets out, if he's still around. He is an old man. Life does happen. So, not saying that, but, when you get older, and you're at a certain age, you know, even when you're young, you never know. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody, so, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But for them to, wait till he gets out of office, it may not be a good idea to do so, because he may not be here. God forbid. So a lot of them are just being pushed back, and a lot of them are being, put on hold, and I just don't think it's going to happen. That man is not going nowhere. Alright, I suppose I'll let you on. Can we?
Yeah. Nah. Speaking of that man, what was funny, did you hear Dana White? Like, I think he was on Joe Rogan, the guy from UFC. He said
No.
that when Trump went to his event here at MSG, he goes, Trump eats McDonald's, drinks Coke, doesn't drink water. I was like, yeah, that's like a regular bill of health for somebody in his 70s, ain't it?
Yeah, that's another thing. He doesn't eat very good. So, I mean,
No,
usually when you do stuff like that, you don't stay around, So, I
no.
mean,
Crazy.
I mean, for, like what I do, for me, for
Hmm.
me,
Hmm.
I try not to eat that stuff too crazy either.
No,
But
yeah. Balance.
like, it seems like, you know, he has the best doctors in the world anyway. So it doesn't matter at this point. But
True.
and then you have the nerve to have this photo up with all your people there and your
Yes.
incoming health and hygiene or whatever secretary
Hmm.
uh
You had
eating McDonald's.
RFK. he had RFK, Elon Musk,
Junior.
RFK Jr., Elon Musk, and I forgot, oh, and his son. They're all eating McDonald's. What killed me
The prince,
was
the large
RFK
fries.
Jr. with a little mini Coke and had the nerve to have, like, those napkins wrapped up with like the little like cuffling or something like that. I was dying. I said, who eats McDonald's realistically at all? If you consume the stuff, who eats it where they get a knife and a fork? I was like, no, I'm done. Okay, everybody looked so uncomfortable. Everybody looked like they was ready for an enema. That's what they all looked like.
It was just a photo op. That's probably what it was. It's always with him. It's always about the pomp and circumstance. So it really
Oh yeah.
doesn't matter at this point. And
But
I don't know. Funny you said knife and fork. I don't know if you used to watch Seinfeld, but I remember when George used to eat Snickers bar or candy bar with a knife and fork. I thought that was the funniest thing.
that, or like when people eat pizza with a knife and a fork.
To each their own, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. But that was
You
when
know,
the Snickers bar and stuff. That's crazy. No, I
but
don't know. America the show is just getting funnier and stranger to see. You know?
yeah. I mean, where else you gonna go?
No, basically. And then well, not a friend of mine, another person who I know who creates content. He's a content creator. Um, he's in the Carolinas. I think he's in South Carolina. He was driving in his car, and he saw a cotton field. He's like, his eyes went like this. Why is there a cotton field, South Carolina? I'm like, hello, it's part of the 13 colonies. Hello,
That's where it started.
exactly. It was cotton, tobacco, and also, let's see, cotton, tobacco, indigo. Then there were spices, which other things that I recall historically very little of.
People have to understand that
Hmm.
just because it's 2024, that stuff still exists, man. And
Exactly. Like, how are
there's
you
still
supposed to get
things like that.
clothes? Hello?
There's still there's still things out there. Just because they put these monuments down, and
Yeah.
just because they tear down these things doesn't mean that these people still don't think the same. It's always been like that, and it will continue to be like that. So it is what it is. You know,
No,
I,
exactly.
I'm about over it. I'm over a lot of stuff at the moment, but I'm over that.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
But
even the same thing with like Crystal City in Virginia. Even about that.
I
People
don't
are
know
like,
what
well,
that is.
there's such a thing as Crystal City. What are you
What is
talking
that?
about? Like,
What
look
is
it
that?
up. It's like, look it up on YouTube. It's supposedly some kind of city that's underneath like Virginia. Like it's between DC, Virginia, and like parts of Delaware.
All right, I'll take your word for it. But
Yeah.
it is
Now, so
what it is,
when you were
man.
saying
It is
that, I was just like, you know what? I should like talk about it because it's true. It's like he's not in the best of health, man. Like, at a certain age, your body starts to break down. Like, look at the guy who did the documentary Super Size Me. He did that, what, 2004, 5, that documentary? And
yeah,
he just died like last year.
yeah.
And he gained like almost 40 pounds just eating McDonald's. That can only tell you how unhealthy it is. So he discovered that it has this much chemicals, this much oil, and all this other stuff. And he went from somebody who weighed, I think, he weighed like a buck 50. He went up to like 220 or like 210 or something like that. And
That's all right.
he's unhealthy.
Well, that was voluntary. I don't know why he did that. But the other thing is that, our country is different from other countries. We put certain things in our food. We put certain things in our and additives and all that stuff like that,
Yeah.
which Mr. Junior is supposedly trying to stop if he becomes appointed as HSS Secretary. So,
Yeah. Which is
but
hilarious. Yeah, because like listen, red 40 is bad for you. I think another one called Blue. Oh my God. I know Red 40 is bad. I know even like you know the cereal brand Honey Bunches of Oats? Like that
Yeah.
has cancer causing chemicals. BHT is bad for you. Even
Everything
that's even
is
like
bad for
liquid
you.
soap
Listen,
that's in there.
breathing in air is bad for you. I mean, it something is going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So you just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what
Mm-hmm.
that is for everybody, but it's going to happen.
Mm,
But
exactly.
I mean, you can do what you want to do. You can be healthy as a horse. There have been people diet health nuts that have just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy, bro.
To each
Mm-hmm.
their own, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wish him luck. You know,
No,
and
I wish him luck too, because, especially with everything that's going on, and then you got the whole thing also with the air quality, for example, for me, like, and stuff like that. Like, I told my boss straight up on her face, I said, because, okay, my boss, she's diabetic. Didn't somebody recommend for her to take like regular Robitussin, or I think it was like some, like, no offense, shout out to the Dominican people called Rompepecho, which is like guacafine, which is like kind of a higher end ingredient that's found in Robitussin. I'm like, she's diabetic. She shouldn't be taking medication that could potentially kill her because you don't know.
Robitussin, regular Robitussin has like mad sugar in it, don't it?
Exactly. And then if you're like type 1 diabetic or type 2, it could cause a sugar spike. Yeah, it'll take your cough and whatever away, but it could exacerbate the other condition.
That could be her last headache. The fuck.
No, exactly. And all she was doing is like and then there's one called Safe Tussin, which is specifically for people who are diabetic and who have high
Mm-hmm.
blood pressure. I'm like, yeah. And I told her, I said, you should take Safe Tussin because that's what my mom takes. When she has her cold or whatever, that's what my mom takes. And she has high blood pressure and she's diabetic. And she looked at me like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. Do you? Yeah, we're all over 21 here, so hey, teach
Everybody's
his own.
everybody's adult here. Like what supposed to take and not take. I mean, I used to take blackberry brandy when I had a cold many moons ago. You know,
Do they used to rub whiskey on your gums when you were younger?
probably I have to ask my mother about that, but
Oh, it wasn't just plain old Humphreys or Orajel.
it was it was Vic's chicken noodle soup and Price is Right. Come on now, you should know better than that.
Well, I tried to make sure I wasn't sick, so that was, I was incentivized being that my mother sent me to Catholic school and she was on. So, look here, little girl, I'm paying way too much money for you to go to school. Don't mess this up. Get your ish together and let's go. Okay.
I went,
Love you too, Mom. Thanks.
I, I went to public school, so I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. So that's why I had what? In high school, I had 3.5 years of perfect attendance.
I bet.
Yeah. Because then, of course, my mom was like, listen, again, I paid too much money for you to go to this school because I know you wasn't going to be okay in public school. I said, yeah, pretty much. It's true. Because I went to go visit, G Dubs, George Washington High School.
Yeah.
Yeah, here on 190th in Washington Heights. Yo, I took my SATs there. So
Mm.
I literally went in my Catholic school girl uniform and they told me, oh, could you walk through the detector? I said, okay. Take out everything out your pockets. I said, huh? I said, I just got my house keys. Do you have anything else? I'm dressed in a Catholic school girl uniform. Does it look like I have anything else aside from my keys and literally my Metro card?
Mm.
I said, what kind of deviants or delinquents do you have going to this school? That this is the
You,
concern.
you didn't go to my high school. You went to Catholic school. I know all about that. I went to Martin Luther King High School. I know all about that. And I was affected
Exactly.
with everything. So
Yeah. You know? People getting
They,
into fights, people taking out, taking box cutters to school. People are like taking like little pocket knives to school and stuff. Forget it.
yep, 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 yep.
Mhm. It's
I
like,
remember
why
all
you
that.
looking at me? What you looking at my man type shit? And you're like, have you seen your man? He's all right. He ain't all that.
I used to work in the assistant principal's office
You
when I
poor.
was in high school.
Oh.
That that was my extra credit,
Oh.
and I would see all that shit. And then the funny thing was, they'd be like,
Mm.
they would be like, I would, and it was indirectly, but I would end up making friends with all the bad kids, and they would, and they would be cool with me, and I'd be cool with them, and I'd be like, I, wa- I wasn't fucked with. To this day, one of those bad kids is my best friend. So like, you know, um, but yeah, the metal detectors, people would with the which lays between the crack of their ass, and, put it with the okay. The trick was to put what's those things that you girls wear, the uh,
The
knee
scrunchies?
highs, knee highs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's old school.
Sure is.
But
Sure.
I used to be friends with the secretary and the security guards. Aaron, you cutting class again? Yep. All right, I didn't see you. All right, cool. See you tomorrow. Don't go out that door. Go out the side door. I'm like, okay.
It's bugged out.
Yeah, but
Yeah. No, like I said, I was very fortunate. I went to like, Catholic school and whatnot, honestly. So I'm good on that. The only time I went to the metal detectors is when I was going to go to DR at the airport.
it's about right.
That's about it. I'm so sorry.
I don't know
And
what's
then
going
like,
on with these. I don't know what's going on with these kids today, man. They different. They real different.
yeah. And then the whole thing with cyberbullying, that's just bananas. I'm like, whatever
Yeah.
happened to being bullied to your face? How about that? It's like, grow some cojones and be bullied to your face.
Uh, I told
You know?
you up. I disturbed your sleep. Hmm?
Who?
The cat.
Who is a cat?
Uh-huh. What do you want? Whatever it is, I don't have it. Sorry. Don't wake some girls up. I'm trying to be quiet right there myself.
What are you kids doing in class? I'm sorry. He said, whatever it is, I don't got it. You act like the dang cat.
I don't.
Look,
Listen. Like it's been a rough month. I'm glad November is almost over. That's all I'm going to say.
sincerely, truly.
Like this is bullshit.
Mm. Yeah. Well,
But
but I got some fun stuff happen this month. It's been all right. I had the work art show, so that's been pretty cool.
mhm.
Um, the reception's tomorrow, and I'm contemplating potentially going to the reception and putting it on YouTube and giving them a little love. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
Go for it.
Yeah. So there's that, and then Tuesday night I'm going to a happy hour, but it's like the conclusion for the Dominican Film Festival that was earlier this month. So that was fun. And yeah, then Wednesday, relax, and then happy Turkey Day. I don't know. Believe it or
That,
not, I'm not much of a person that I cook
that's a
regular
turkey right
at
there.
home, but
A
like for
turkey right.
like,
Yeah, here's a turkey for you right here. There you go.
Oh, you talking to me, or little man?
Him.
Yeah, when I had my cat, his name was Baby. I used to buy like cold cuts, and I used to like mince them with my fingers and put in a bowl for him. So,
Why are your claws out? What's your problem?
oh, oh,
I'm,
spaghettios.
as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna leave you right here.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna let you go to sleep so little man can get the hint.
All right,
So thanks for the convo and good luck. Behave, little man.
all
You
right.
can't run no more.
All
All
can
right,
barely
take care.
walk.
You can barely walk. Oh no. All right. So take care. Be well. Later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up soon. So, like I said, you can follow me on here at IG at the Aaron Smith. X as the same Aaron Smith, and you can check me out on YouTube at the Aaron Smith, and you can Google Aaron Smith is undefeated. It'll just pop up right in your screen. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you guys for coming, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.